Hello guys, what's up? What's up my people? Hope you're doing fine. So, it's an imperfect Friday. Welcome to Imperfect Words with Onyinye Mbata. Well, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you know what to do. Click the subscribe button below, put on your notification so that you can get notification for every time I post a video. So, today let's talk about space. I feel like most people have a very different perception of space. Where you see loneliness, I see space. Where you see boredom, I see space. Where you see joblessness, I see space. Now, I think that most people think that it's better to stick to something that isn't working rather than to have space. For example, there are people who stick to a relationship that no longer works, a relationship where they are continuously being verbally and physically abused because they're so used to being in a relationship that they cannot imagine life alone. They cannot imagine having space in their lives because they're so used to being in a relationship. So they tolerate physical and verbal abuse and every other thing that doesn't work in that relationship just to feel like they are still occupied, like they are still in a relationship. There are people that would stick to a job that doesn't bring out the best in them, a job that only makes them angry and depressed on a daily basis because they're used to being in a job, they're used to having a job, and the idea of not having a job, the idea of not having, or the idea of having space is scary to them. There are so many people who would rather continue to chase the same thing that isn't working rather than take a step back and say, wait, let me take time out. Let me make space to figure out what the next step is. And sometimes I feel like in that moment of space, in that moment of not having, is when you get enough clarity. And I feel like for those of you who are religious, I feel like that time where you're not occupied is where you hear the word, the voice of God. It's where God speaks to you the most. Because most times we live our lives so occupied, we're on the move, constantly on the move, that we do not have time to pause and think, or pause to listen, or pause to reflect. So for me, where you think that you don't have, to me, I just see it as space because you don't have a job. It means that you have space at this time to figure out what it is that you want, to figure out how you should improve on yourself, to figure out how to go after what actually makes you happy. So for me, not having a job doesn't mean being jobless. It means having space to actually figure out what you need in your life. Being out of a relationship doesn't mean you're lonely. It means you have space to learn to value yourself again. It means you have space to learn to grow and develop your self-esteem, to build yourself so that when you're in the next relationship, you are a better version of yourself and you know your value. So having time out, taking time out, having space to not be occupied is actually a positive thing. I think that it depends on how we decide to look at it. Don't look at your present circumstance of not having as a bad thing. Look at it as having space. Space to grow, space to reflect, space to listen, space to plan, space to work on yourself. So that when finally what you've always wanted comes in, you know how to handle it in the best possible way. So space isn't such a bad thing. Space just means time, opportunity to be better and to do better. If you like what I've shared today, hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button and put on your notification. That's the only way you get to know when I post an amazing video. Also, thumbs up, like this video, share this video, and if you have anything you want to say to me, leave a comment. I got you. I always read the comment section. Follow me on Instagram at Onyinye's Quotes so that you can get short quotes, short videos, and all the love and positivity life has to offer. I'll see you next week on my next video. Ciao!